Good day, good day! It's the 28th of September. We're tooling down the road here on campus outside Arnold, and we have the great pleasure of speaking with Rodmon King today. He is our Assistant Dean of Equity, Inclusion, and Belonging.
Howdy. And
we are going to pummel him with the same 5 career questions as we drive down the road. Rod!
Yes.
How are you?
Good. Busy day, but good.
Please show us the mug you have with you.
Buffalo Bills.
All right, now this may make you happy, it may make you sad, but all football players are welcome here, okay? And football teams. Okay, so question for you, sir.
Yes.
On a scale of 1 to 5, right? 5 is the hardest.
Yeah.
How difficult would you say it was for you to make your career decision?
Well, first there's an assumption that I've made a career decision.
I love it.
So a couple things I'll say about that. I would say it was maybe a 3 or a 4, and mostly because I didn't use some of the resources around me. I didn't go to a career office. I did a lot of things myself. I learned a lot of lessons, and I learned a lot of things the hard way, maybe unnecessarily hard. But one of the things I would say about the overall journey is you don't have to live one life or have one career. So while I enjoy the things that I'm doing, and I've done this more than I've done anything in my life, I am open to where the rest of my journey is going to take me.
Love it. Well said. All right. I know I'm wearing the cape, but hey, you have superpowers too.
Listening. Like actually listening to folks. It's one of the things that kind of drawn me into the work that I do. It's one of the things that I enjoy about the work that I do. And so I'd say that's my superpower. Circuitous journey in my undergraduate education.
Pause. Circuitous. Please spell.
I don't know if I can spell it. CIRCUITOUS. Maybe. I don't know.
All right, look that up, people.
Look it up. Look up circuitous. Like think circle. It's like, so you have this non-direct journey. Maybe that's the way to put it. I changed majors several times. I changed institutions. Went from a sort of larger school to a smaller school, switched from a STEM field to the humanities, a bunch of different things. I think if I had to do it over again or talk to my younger self, one of the things I would say is always remember that you are the main character in your story. Not that you're the only character in your story, but you don't want to find yourself writing in the backseat of your own life. So a lot of the choices that I made initially about major and things like that were things to please other people, including my parents and stuff like this. It took me a long time to actually commit to an academic program that really was speaking to my heart. And so I think if I had taken time to really think about the things that I wanted, the things that I enjoyed doing, I would have made very different choices initially about academics and other things like that.
Thank you. I really like that. I think that's definitely something with a lot of people struggle with.
Yeah.
Making decisions for yourself or making decisions for somebody else that may love you and have their best intentions for you, but it's just not your thing.
Well, it's hard also when you have first-generation immigrant parent, right? Mm-hmm. My father is a first-generation immigrant, and so one of the toughest conversations I had with him was telling him that I was going to major in philosophy, unlike my older sister, the medical doctor, who, my father was an educated man, everything else, but his first thing he said to me was, "Who is going to pay you to think?" Well, obviously, someone in higher ed, so. A couple different things. One of the things is listing pros and cons, right? And that's not going to be unusual. I think a lot of people will say that, but listing the pros and cons, both immediate and long term, of whatever the decision is, what the outcomes can be, what the benefits are, things like this. but also sort of checking in terms of, what I'm feeling about this sort of stuff. My litmus test for, a good decision.
Hey!
It's the dean. My litmus test for how to make a tough decision is that it's usually the tougher option. It's the thing that asks more of me. It is really easy to make bad decisions, right? To do the wrong thing. And usually the harder thing, the thing that gets me out of my comfort zone, is the thing that is right for me. So it's okay to what people might consider wrong, or to take these journeys that don't lead directly to your goal, right? I've done a lot of things in my life. I've worked at the United States Post Office. I've been a telemarketer. I have delivered newspapers. I've done landscaping. I've been a psychiatric case manager. I've worked in a group home setting. I've done a ton of different things. I was faculty in higher ed, and now I'm doing work in diversity, equity, and inclusion and belonging. All of those things, everything comes together and informs the work that I do. So there's no wasted energy. Give yourself the freedom to explore and then carry those lessons forward. So that's what I would say.